This is the 2026 Ford Ranger Lariat 4x4. Is it the perfect truck for you? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. The Ranger is definitely very different from what it was many decades ago when it was really more of a compact truck. This is a mid-size truck. And so it's going to have quite a bit to offer, a little over 9 inches of ground clearance. We're going to have our LED lighting with the daytime running lights, the headlights. You're even going to have your fog lights down here, going to give you some good visibility. We're going to have a combination of a matte finish and gloss finish here, working our way from top to the bottom, as you can see right there. And obviously, if you see this, that means you know you're going to have camera angles all over the truck. That's your front view camera. That is going to help you out in so many ways to get things done all throughout wherever you're driving, if you need to see in those tight spaces, whatever the situation is. Now tell me what you think about these gloss black 18-inch wheels. I like the overall design, a little bit hard to keep clean, but they do have a nice look in my personal opinion. You can even get in here, I don't know if we can get a tight enough shot to see some of these suspension components that are gonna be there. And we'll work our way back up here. We're gonna have the Lariat logo with our trim piece right here. I like that that kind of breaks things up a little bit. And something that might be a little bit of a surprise here. Quite a bit to talk about with our side view mirrors. We're gonna have the heated power adjustable side view mirrors. Also power folding, as you can see right there. They also have blind spot monitoring built in. I'll let you take a look at that on this side. We'll show you that on the video real fast. And how about your key fob? Here it is, lock, unlock, remote start. You can hit right there and use the panic button if you need to. And if the battery in the key fob happens to die, there's your mechanical key. Now, what do you do with that? Well, right there on the door handle, you can see the lock mechanism. You can lock and unlock the truck. That's not going to be a problem. If the battery in the truck or the key fob dies, that's a good thing. A little bit of a design element to talk about right here, just to keep things from being completely flat. You can see how that works its way up. It definitely gives it a nice sporty look. You're going to have the 4x4 logo right here. There is a 16-inch spare underneath the rear of the truck. And as we work our way back, we're going to finish things off with our LED taillights. Now, you don't have LED with your turn signal indicators. It seems like all of that should be LED, but not necessarily a bad thing. The Ranger logo stamped into your tailgate right here with that nice large Ford badge above that. You can see the rear view camera is located down here. Under the hood of this particular model, the 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder, it makes a respectable 270 horsepower and 310 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. That might be a surprise to some people. And how about your 0 to 60, all that good stuff? We're looking at a 0 to 60 of about 6.9 seconds, top speed a little over 110 miles per hour. And your MPGs, I'm going to tell you what they are. I don't know if you can see this real well or not, but we're looking at 19 city, 24 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And how about the gas tank details? You do have capless fuel fill with this model. It's 18 gallons in capacity. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 342 miles in the city and about 432 miles out on the highway. Now, let's go ahead and work our way back here to the bed. We're going to open the tailgate right here and show you what's going on where all of that is concerned. That's nicely dampened. I like that. Let's take a look at what we have here, and I'll give you your numbers. You can tow up to 7,500 pounds. That's not too bad for a mid-sized truck, almost top of the class, right there at it. 1,763 pounds as far as your payload goes. Now, the only thing that I'm disappointed about here is that there is no bed liner. I think there should be a bed liner standard in all of these trucks. It's hard to believe we don't see that, but that's just the way it is here. Now, let's work our way in here. You can see your tie downs. You're going to have several different tie downs. Not a whole lot else to tell you about as far as that goes. You do have your cab lighting up there, the LED lighting that could potentially help to shine some light into this bed after dark. Let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find in this Ranger. We'll talk about the door bin first. I like the amount of space here with the armrest. Quite a bit there. It's nice and padded. And then you'll have the nice large door bin down there. Below that, plenty of space where that's concerned. And talk about some space. I'm going to pull on the release right here on the seat cushion. And guess what? We have a little more storage space underneath here. Here are the tools to change your tire. You'll have your jack. All that stuff's going to be included with the truck. But a nice amount of storage space in here that I think will get the job done. We'll also find our fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. You're going to have your rear window defogger or defroster, the power sliding rear window. I do wish this truck had some running boards or something, assist steps. I kind of dated myself calling it a running board. Does anybody do that anymore? I don't think they do. But there is a nice amount of space in here. Once you get in, somebody about 6 feet tall could probably fit back here and be okay. The seats are a little bit far back, so it's a little deceptive as to how much leg space is capable of being available back here. Rear seat pockets on the back of each seat, and we're going to have our storage space right here. And then underneath, we're going to have a couple of USB options depending on what your passengers need. The sticker price on this truck at All Star Ford in Stonewall, Louisiana is $50,660. If you come in to buy this truck, make sure you ask for London Hemingway. She'll take good care of you. Let's see what else you get for that price. Here is the upper console. Not a whole lot to talk about up here as far as your lights and everything go. You know what all is here. There's your lighting elements, your controls for the lights right there. This is for your power rear window, and you have a sunglass holder right here. We'll work our way down and show you there's a little bit of space above the glove box area for storage. I like what you have there. That works. And then the glove box itself offering a little bit more storage space, conventional size, nothing out of the ordinary. The passenger side door panel, plenty of room with the armrest. Again, it's going to be nicely padded. You've got that nice large door bin down there and your controls for the locks and the window right there. The driver and passenger side windows here in the front are one touch down and one touch up, just like that. Hit that, and then say I'm not touching anything, holding it down so you know what's going on there. Seat memory for the passenger side, and then here's the button that I pushed right down here. Push that button for the power folding side view mirrors. You can lock the windows. You can adjust the mirrors right here depending on what you want to do with that. You know what all's going on there. Here's everything for your lighting. If you want to leave that on auto, you can do that. We've also got the release right here for the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And quite a bit going on here to talk about. Everything for your cruise control. We've got everything here. Depending on what we need to go through, we can go right here to our menu. You can see the control I'm using to do that. You've got my view. You've got all your details for trip and fuel. We can hit OK and actually go in there to fuel economy if we want to, or we can go back to the menu and work our way through. There's towing. You can see what all is here. Phone, audio. We've got our settings. We can go into that. Quite a few different things there to work with. And then when you're ready to go back, you just hit that back button right there and you're good to go with that. You can hit OK, and whatever you need to do, you can take care of business. You can see our controls right here as well. We have everything here for our windshield wiper and the windshield washer fluid we can run on the windshield, and then your blinker lever here for your turn signal indicators for those who maybe understand how to use those. I know some of you don't because you don't use them. There's the button to start and stop the engine, turn that on and off. Your trailer brake control is right here. You can make your adjustments as you need to with that depending on what you're doing. And then our nice large center screen, quite a bit going on here depending on what you need to do. It's all here. And it's actually pretty simple to figure out. If you're wondering about your icons, there they are. You've got Apple CarPlay, you've got Android Auto, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone. All of those great features are going to be here. You can go in here into vehicle and you can see what all is here depending on what you need to adjust. If you want to adjust your sound settings, you can do that right there. You can see driver assistance is also going to be here. There's all of your different driving assistance, driving aids. That's all here. You can come in and make adjustments with that. Vehicle, I'm not going to go through every single thing here, but just to show you a few of the different features and the functions that are going on as far as this area goes. And we're going to select right here, and here are our different camera views. You do have a front and rear view camera. You have that overhead view right there, depending on what you need to see. There are the other views. Take a look real quick at what we have just so you can see what's going on. Obviously you've got the front and the rear, and when I go into reverse, get our rear view camera right there, which you've already seen. But just to show you what's going on with that, I know a lot of people like to know about that. There is all of those great details. Now you have physical controls down here for your air conditioning. You can control that here on the screen if you want to, but you don't have to. But everything is there for fan speed, temperature, all of that's going to be here. We've got our front and rear window defoggers, all of that's going to be here. A little bit of storage space in this area, and obviously some connectivity as far as USB goes right there. And then our shifter right here. Conventional style shifter. I know people don't like the push button shifters most of the time. This is the conventional style. If you want to take advantage of that, you can. You actually have the M down there at the bottom, and you have a plus and a minus here on the left-hand side of the shifter. That's how you can manually go through that 10-speed automatic transmission if you want to. We're going to have our cup holders here. There's your power parking brake. You have park assist, traction control, and then you can turn the auto stop start off or on depending on what you want to do. And then your controls here for four-wheel drive, depending on what you need to do there, you can choose appropriately. The center console lid doubles as an armrest, and then when we open that up, let's get that out of there, you have not only some space in there, but also a 12-volt power outlet. Okay, here we go on our test drive. The get up and go is not too bad here in this Ranger, so depending on the situation that you're dealing with, maybe looking for a little more horsepower, but you know what? Once you drive one of these, it's really not too bad, at least based on my experience. The ride quality is pretty good, a little bit choppy depending on the road that you're on, but not the worst experience I've ever had. It's not Cadillac smooth, but it does okay. The seats themselves are actually very comfortable. A lot of adjustability built into these front seats, especially the driver's seat between the seat itself and the steering wheel. You also have lumbar support. So a lot of good options there. The technology, not difficult to learn or use. I like that. There is a decent amount in the screen, but it's nice to have some physical controls underneath that. That way you don't have to worry about any issues with everything being in the center screen, as some vehicles seem to be going to in this day and age. And easy to see out of. I like that. You do have all of those different camera views, as I showed you earlier in the video, that are going to make it easy for you to see what is going on all around you. No issues whatsoever with that. And obviously the functionality of a mid-size truck as far as the towing and the payload goes. The only truck that's actually going to tow more than this one is going to be the GMC Canyons and the Chevrolet Colorado's, towing up to 7,700 pounds. Not a big difference where that's concerned. So you really wouldn't be able to tell much unless you're really very serious about your towing. But I would say, as far as a mid-sized truck goes, it's still funny to me to call a Ranger a mid-sized truck, because I remember the days when they were a much smaller version, definitely not mid-size, but it gets the job done. So if you're looking for something that's a good mid-sized truck, this is one to consider. Tell me what features are most important to you when it comes to buying your next mid-size truck. And there it is, the 2026 Ford Ranger Lariat. Is it the perfect mid-size truck for you? Tell me what your thoughts are down in the comment section. And don't forget, there is a link in the description of the video to this truck if you want to come in and buy it. Here at All-Star Ford in Stonewall, Louisiana. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends here at the dealership for loaning us this truck for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.